This is summer of 2021, and to go on a simple vacation to a foreign land, say Turkey, we must go through a really complicated, long and costly process. We must procure the negative PCR tests for all members of the family, done by a special form in English language with a special QR code, then go and register on a Turkish website, give them a bunch of information. Then when coming back to Russia, we must arrive and do another PCR test for every single member of a family within 3 days upon landing. And it just makes vacation so much more difficult. I mean, it's me, my wife, and 3 kids. I want you to follow this process step by step. I'm taking you from the step 1, when we go to have PCR tests done here in Russia, to the step last, when we check in into our Turkish hotel. Let's go. So this is 6 in the morning, and our entire family, except for the 4-year-old one, must go to a medical center and do a PCR tests. They have to be done 72 hours before the flight, no less, no more, 72 hours. And it's a bother, and they also cost pretty penny. Russia does not require that. Turkey does. We must bring our test results in English with QR codes along with us to Turkey passport control when we fly.
Сейчас зависает пока, да.
Угу.
Крупная здесь хорошая.
Хорошая, да.
Зажимайте кулачок. Расслабляйте. Угу. Ручку зажимайте, маленько внутри.
Wow, this was one strange experience. Doing the tests were quick enough, but filing the paperwork before the tests took us literally 20 minutes. The nurses here, they go into a federal database, they enter all your information about your, social security number and your state, federal life insurance and things like this, and it takes forever. So we are successfully finished with step number 1. We received all our PCR tests negative. Well, we only had COVID twice. They are done in the required form in English with a QR code, and of course they were done in an express way. We had to expedite it because we only had 2 days before the departure. The tests for 4 of us cost me a little under $200. Another expense, pretty unnecessary. By the way, this is very early in the morning, about 4 hours before we have to take off for the airport, and I'm trying to finish step number 2, to register with the Turkish government to get so-called HES codes. So what is the HES code? Basically, it's a form that a traveler, a tourist, must fill out. All personal information, including passport number, the COVID test, and everything. And this way, the Turkish government knows where person is staying, how long he's going to be in Turkey for, in case something happens, he gets COVID. The government has all the required information for taking the actions. I just printed out all necessary paperwork, our vouchers, boarding passes, etc. And I registered all 5 of us with the Turkish government. And this is the forms I got on email. I must print them out and present at passport control. All finished, all ready. Everything's packed. Just need to take my paperwork and in a few hours gonna go to the airport. We're gonna drive there, leave our car at the long-term parking and fly to Turkey. Oh yeah, there's another step. Before flying to Turkey, before boarding on the plane, we need the Russian government to give us permission to leave the country. Basically, the Russian government hates when the citizens go abroad somewhere because for one simple reason, it can only control us within Russia. It cannot control us abroad. Okay, so they use every smallest possibility to keep us inside. For example, if you haven't paid your taxes, if you owe some utility bills, if you owe some child support, you will not leave Russia. So the next step is to get the permission to leave Russia. Step number 2 is over. We checked in, passed Russia's customs service and Russia's passport control. Waiting for the flight. Rostov's airport is fairly new and it's empty. There's just one cafe called Charters Pub. This is the international flight zone and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else. I think I'm gonna get some booze. I want one of these. A Macallan would be nice, but Glenfiddich is also excellent. Do you know what this is? The Super Chats. I'm gonna get this whiskey today. I've never tried it, Glengoyne, but... Can't you tell this is a tourist crowd? People are so relaxed and, casually dressed. It's been one of the easiest flights. As soon as I sat down, even before takeoff, falling asleep, waking up almost at the destination. The next step is actually getting into Turkey. The Russians let us out, and Turkish yet to let us in. Пойдем. Great social distancing, yeah. Great social distancing, isn't it? We safely landed. Now we have to go through the passport control, basically to utilize the codes, HSC codes that I was talking about last night. Hopefully the Turks will let us in. Well, I'm pretty sure they will. The only difference so far is that the Turkish are really strict on wearing masks. They have special people, designated people checking if everyone is wearing masks. And in Russia, the cops or no one really cares. That's just a show. Turkey is one of my favorite countries in the world. It's number one for vacation. It's better than Mexico, Hawaii, Aruba, Puerto Rico, I don't know, anything, Thailand. Nothing compares to Turkey. Turkey is same to vacating with kids as Las Vegas is to gamblers. We are in Turkey. The Turks let us in. Everything worked. What is it? Step number 3. The last step is transfer to the hotel from the airport. This is Antalya International Airport, Terminal 2. This is where hundreds and hundreds of thousands of tourists come out. And this is just this bus road just for Russian tourists, right? They picked up every hour, hundreds of buses here. And we're gonna take a transfer on this little tiny minibus. These are the buses for Germans, Italians, French, and so forth. Oops. That's interesting. Отходи, отходи, Миш. Пойдем, толкай, толкай.
Are you blogger?
Я начинаю русский говорить, пожалуйста.